Alright guys, today's project is going to be the turbo hood for my Regal project here. As you can see, I've got a turbo hood here, 78 to 80. I don't think it's that bad. I don't know why everybody thinks this hood's so rough. Hell, a beginner can fix that. That ain't bad. Anyway, I'm kidding. This hood is junk. The other hood I have, it's junk too. But I'm going to take two and make one. I think the corners off of this hood, I'm going to cut them off. I'm going to blast them, make sure they're okay. But this hood, this is the worst part of it, is this corner. So I'm going to have to cut this off and weld a new corner on. And it does have little scale pits everywhere. I don't think anything's going to be through, but the blaster will find it. I'm going to blast this. I'm not blasting the entire hood. I'm just blasting these areas, you know, in the corners and all these little spots. Hopefully it's okay, but this hood was actually in pretty nice shape, dent-wise, until it fell over back here in the backyard and caved it in right there on the body line. So I'm glad I have a stud gun to fix that with. And anyway, as I've said many times, I got more time than money, and it's not like you can just go right down here to the local parts store or, you know, salvage and pick one of these turbo hoods up. I don't have to have a turbo hood for this Regal, but I just like to have one. So I do have another turbo hood located that I plan on buying. A friend of mine has it. So I'm going to keep it back for the Century. It's actually really nice. But I'm going to take these two not so great hoods and try to make one good usable one out of it. I think it'll be fine after it's blasted, but you know, I'm obviously going to have to put some filler in all the pitting, but hopefully nothing goes through. But if it does, I'll just have to do what I can with some metal. Good thing for me, I can do metal work. So anyway, he did ask me, a buddy of mine, a couple months ago, if I had hood hinges for my Regal, because they're Regal specific. I don't know how true that is, but so far to me, and I have, of course, haven't tried to bolt the hood on yet, but it looks like Regal and Century is the same, 2-door and 4-door. Now again, I don't know 100% yet because I'm not there, but I can tell you these hinges off a Century do bolt onto the Regal fenders. So I guess we'll find out. But I got really lucky on this hood hinge deal. My Turbo Century that had the engine fire, one hinge is completely rusty, like super rusty, crusty, like the edges are even crumbling off. And this one is still usable. I'm going to blast it, but this one's usable. This one's off the Turbo Century. This one was off a 4-door front fender that I bought from a U-Pull salvage, 81 Buick Century 4-door. And when I got it, that gas shock was still bolted to it, and it had the plate that bolts to the hood as well. So me not having any of this stuff here, I got lucky again by having, you know, hoarded parts around. Anyway, this gas shock, I think, is still good. It looks pretty new. I tried pushing this in a while ago and I couldn't do it, so I had to set it down on the ground and try pushing it in, and I got it to go in that way, but it was really hard to do. So I think this little gas charge shock's still good. And it had the specific little bolt in it. So I'm really glad that having that stuff around here, it ended up working out. Anyway, so if I ever do build my Century, I won't have any hood hinges now, but I do know where quite a few 2-door and 4-doors are, so I don't think they'll be too bad. But anyway, guys, so that's today's project. I do need to finish my bumper filler project, but I'm just not in the mood today. I kind of wanted to do something a little different. And this hood, it's been kind of bothering me, seeing if I can even, you know, save one of them. But anyway, so I'm going to give it a go, and we'll see how it goes.